Hope everybody is doing great. I'll give everybody a minute here. All right. We've got some fun things to look at today. Hello, Jennifer. Is the sound okay? Hello, Katie. Hello, Linda. Hi, Rosie. How are you doing? Erica helped me put this card together today. She did all the piecing for the dies. We're going to look at the dies. This cute bird. Hello, Patty. How are you doing? So she figured out how to put them together. Erica's 10. And isn't that a great, she did a great job. I know, they're so cute. I think there's so many different color combinations you could do. Hello, Helen. How are you doing? With the poinsettias and with the birds. And then we've got a cute little sentiment from the Let Nature Sing, which has lots of bird references. Hello, Victoria. Yeah, Erica did just an awesome job. She helped me put pretty much all of that card together. It was on the fly this morning. Aw, thanks, Patty. Hello, Penny. Hey, Christy. So we've got some new things to show you today that are in the shop. Also, the Alta New products that I had showed you last week or the week before, those are all loaded into the shop in case you hadn't seen them. She is a good kid and she loves helping. Really, helping is her strong suit. She can help somebody, she's happy. We're going to use a little bit of the new lumberjack plaid on our paper piecing. I know, all this stuff's so cute. I was looking on the Honeybee Stamps website just to get some ideas about how the pieces go together. And they have some amazing samples on there. So if you're ever looking for ideas, go to the manufacturer's website and have a look at how they've, like their sample cards. And most of the manufacturers really do a great job. So I used a Spellbinders embossing folder in the back there, but we'll put that together. So I'll show you these products and then we'll put the card together after and kind of show you how those dies go together. And these dies, like, they're just fabulous. So this one is called Lovely Layers Winter Greenery. And look at all the dies, and they're really detailed. And so with like some of these, you can see it does the impression, the embossing, as well as cutting, similar to, here's the leaf for the poinsettia, and you can see how beautiful. You could even run that through after you die cut it with the embossing mat, and you get an even stronger embossed impression. But this is just die cutting. Like, you get just a beautiful embossing. So you can tell that you get that when you cut out these holly leaves. And we've got, I'm going to say this is like mistletoe. I am Nadine, hello. Maybe you can tell us what exact names these plants, the greenery, have. We've got some berries there, so I think you could cut these out with white or green or red if you wanted to be traditional, or just go and cut them out whatever color you wanted. The leaves are not optional. I know, it's just gorgeous. And then look at this pine cone. Like, seriously, this is a huge die set. Mistletoe. Thank you, Katie. So you get the pine cone that layers over and then the base. So you could cut those out of different colors, or you could cut them both out of brown and then do what we're going to do today, just adding a little bit of ink to change one of the layers. And then you've got like the fir branches. I think this is just fantastic. So a lot of the samples that were on the Honeybee Stamps website, they had these, and then you could incorporate the birds kind of with the branches, which looked fantastic. So then, this is their Christmas release, I think. We've got because this is the newest one that's out. This one here is what we're putting together today, the Lovely Layers Poinsettia. And you've got 4 layers of the poinsettia. So that is the 4 layers there. You can either glue them together, or Erica decided to use pop dots on them so that we would have lots of dimension, which I think is really great. You could go ahead and kind of, curve the leaves and give them even more dimension, but you could definitely just put them flat if you wanted a card that's a little bit easier to mail. I think something with all this dimension I would probably give to someone, or put it in, if it was something special, then put it in a bubble wrap and mail it. But I think just tacking it with glue in the center and then lifting the leaves for dimension, if you want to add them, if you want to put them in the mail, would be fabulous. So you've got the 4 layers. And again, I think these would be so beautiful in so many colors. So we did the red traditional poinsettia, but white would be beautiful. You could do gold and silver and blue or pinks, and then even coordinate your little birds if you were using the birds with them. And of course, if you had the greenery set, then you're using that greenery to poke out, and that would be beautiful too. Then we have this cute little bird set, and this is what we're using today. So this is going to create both those little birds. So here is the cardinal. I know you need them. They're in the shop. They're there. Sandy loaded them, I think, this morning or last night. And there's the other little bird. And I think we kind of stuck to the colors that were on the Honeybee Stamps website on when I looked up this product. But again, I think you could do any colors you wanted. And Erica even chose this little pattern paper. How cute would these be, like in a plaid? Even the poinsettia in a plaid paper, I think would be so fun. So you get all the little pieces, it's the layers. They're actually really quick to go together. These 3 pieces for this bird are just, it's almost like a decoupage type thing where you just layer the 3 and then you get the dimension, and then you just add on the feet and the little face and beak and eye. And you could even just do the eye with a white gel pen if you felt like it, but we had no problem adding. And the same for this. You've got the body, the wing, and then the white piece and the black piece. So even though it looks like a lot of pieces, it actually goes together really quickly. So this is the Lovely Layers Winter Birds. And we're going to use this sentiment set today. This is the Let Nature Sing, which I thought was really beautiful with those birds. But you've got some very, traditional greetings in their warm winter wishes. I love the season's tweetings. I think that's adorable. He will shelter you under his wings. Like, I think you could use this set. This could be a sympathy set, like the He will shelter you under his wings. If you're thinking about someone, let heaven and nature sing. So you can definitely use these for Christmas, but winter and more. Always listen for the bird song. That could just be a general card, right? And then you can choose what you wanted to send it for, birthday or whatever. This one here, Mason Jar Vase, is, I think, a very reasonably priced die. And there are so many cute ideas on the Honeybee Stamps website. So they've not only do you have this die that you could then, add whatever you want in to make this a fun little container. You can make shaker cards and all that, but they have it so that it's almost like a snow globe scene. So lots of different stamps, and it's quite a large size. Let me grab a A2 size card so you can see. So it's pretty substantial. So anything that you have that will fit in there, you're going to be able to create any kind of little snow globe scene. And then some of them they had upside down, which is so cute. And they had little houses in there. You can put the greenery in there, sentiments. And I love that you get this detail on the lid too. So that is really fun. A shaped card would be really cute with this one. And then this is a whole background stamp. So this is called Holly Jolly Background. And look at all the words. You can stamp the whole thing at once. And then you could go in and cut out little sentiments. Hey, Tammy, how are you doing? So there's so many. These would be so cute in like a December daily, as well as a background that you can stamp this for your cards. So I would totally use it both ways on cards. Looks like to me it's 6x6. And I would cut these out and use those on sentiments on my card or in my December album for sure. And then we've got some new Honeybee gem stickers. So this one is a Make It Merry. And we're going to use this one today. I love the colors. So you've got like the red and the green, almost an iridescent. And then you've got different shades of the red and green, and you've got the white. Never have too many Christmas sentiments. I agree, Rosie. I love Christmas stamps and sentiments. This one, Winter Wonder. Perfect for all through the winter as well. I mean, you can use blues and whites and grays any time of the year, as well as red and green. I mean, I think these ones together give you so many options that you could use any time of year. And then we've got the Gold Glimmer enamel stickers. These are really cute. They have just a little bit of dimension, and they're little stickers, and it looks like you have 3 different sizes. There's 135 in that. So that is the Honeybee stamps. Let me show you the rest of the new stuff, and then we will make that little card with the poinsettia. So for new stuff here, let's look at this first. You have been doing stamping winter sentiments today. Nice. Oh, foiling winter sentiments today. Nice. What have you been using, Katie? A specific set? And are you using the glimmer machine, or are you foiling with the other types of foils? We've got, hey Tamara, how are you? We've got this Simon Hurley peel apart rubber background stamp. This is the Christmas Village, but I think you could use this all year round as well. And look at these adorable houses. So this is a full background stamp. It's a rubber stamp, but you can pop out several of the little trees and images so that you can use those separately, which I think is so smart. Lots of really great trees, and look at these little houses. I love houses. Really love this set. Then we've got a couple more things from Simon Hurley. So this one is a 3-piece layering stencil, and you can see all the different stencils here. So you can use those separately or together. You're using the Glimmer and the Spellbinders mini Christmas sentiment strips. Nice. I have one of the Spellbinders sentiment strips, and it's really nice, and they foil so nicely. So are you just doing a whole bunch, Katie, and then you have them for your cards to kind of put on when you're ready. So we've got lots of these little diamond type shapes, and you can just layer them. You can kind of see right through what it's going to look like. Looks very beautiful. Here's an idea of, this is using like a navy, a turquoise, and a yellow. So that's so pretty. And of course, these are really great to use with any kind of glitter paste on the top layer. That's what I like doing with them, but using inks throughout. So I think that one's a really great one that you could use any time of year. Oh, nice. It's always nice to have kind of stations set up. You've got all your sentiments and you've got all your die cuts or stamps or whatever, and then you just sit and create. This one is another layering stencil. So you've got 4 pieces, but what it is you've got this piece here is your main piece, and then you have the masks for the trees. So you can go ahead and do your trees, and then you could add a different color on your layers of your trees, like half of them. You can also add these little, let me see if they have a, oh, aren't those cute? So they've done the full tree in a light green, then a dark green for that half, and then maybe added some paste to do the little, turn it around like this, the little ornaments, or you could do the little lights on the tree, the strings, or just make it the tree. That could be snow. So cute. Isn't that cute? So lots of things that you can do with this one stencil just by shifting it around. And the masks are really great if you want to do a background and cover that tree while you're doing the background. There are a bunch of Lucy's little things that are in the shop, and these are just 3 of them because these are the ones I ordered, but I thought that I would show you them and then you can check out what's in the shop. So this is the Crystal Collection Citrus Twist, and I really liked the colors that were in here, and I like that there's little hearts, if you can see that. So cute. So there's little different sizes and different colors of the little heart gems. And then there's really tiny little circle gems. And I love mixing and matching my gems. So if I have a card that maybe has some yellow, I might pick out the yellow in it. This one, of course, Oh Christmas Tree, I had to have for Christmas. So you've got these adorable little Christmas trees. And then look at even this little tiny green heart, adorable. Some more little hearts, some circles, and there's gold color and looks like maybe a clear. So lots of choices in there as well. And then I have the pearls in the glossy ebony mix. And look at the colors in here. So the flat part is the back, but the top of these pearls are, look at the color on them. So gorgeous. Thanks, Rosie just linked the Lucy's gems there. So if you're interested in checking out what's there, so pretty. And then Sandy threw this in the box for me to show you guys. This is just new and they're so cute. These are the gnome brads. Gnomes are still so popular, and look how cute these are. Adorable. So these are now in, and there's little guys with blue outfits, red and brown. It looks like, oh, and there's green in there too. And I think that you can use gnomes for Christmas, but lots of other things. So we'll put those down. And then we've got all these really fun Elizabeth Craft Design planner essentials. So I've showed you guys my planner, and there is a couple in the shop. I have the Sidekick planner, which is a little bit smaller. It's an A5 size. And any of the dies, let me see if we have them here. I think I showed you one last week. So this one here is the Planner Essentials file folder page. This is for the larger size panel, and then the ones that's, or the larger size planner, and then the ones that say Sidekick are for the little bit one that's smaller. So let's kind of go through these, but you can use these other dies in any planner you want, scrapbook pages, pocket pages, anything. If you do have the planners, they work well with them, but you don't have to use planners with them. Linda, you just got your order? Ah, nice. And some buttons. Very cool. Buttons are always fun. This one here is called Crayons with Journaling Cards. And look how fun these are. So you've got this little crayon stamp. This is a 3x4 card, so that's going to fit for anything that you would normally put like a 3x4 card. So a pocket page, or this little library pocket is going to be totally cute for that. That can also fit in with the library pocket filler cards. And you can stamp, so you die cut out your card and then stamp on it, or stamp die cut. And you've got two here, and then you can use it and put in this little library pocket, which I think is adorable. And there's two different stamp sets that are kind of similar, that similar layout, but they have different stamps on each. So you've got the two journaling cards on each one. This one you have this kind of ticket. These are great too if you're making card or tags and you want to add some background elements. Look at this, so fun with the text on it. The crayons, brilliant colors. Of course, you can put that over here, or you can let the crayons show through. You've got a separate crayon. I always like doing crayons in like a rainbow order, and I think that's a really fun card to give as well. You're a work of art. They actually pack these stamp sets so full of stamps. Then you've got the little planner, adorable. And you've got this that I'm wondering is, I'm not even sure what this is for. I'm going to have to look. What do you guys think this is for? I think maybe it would go on the side of something to make it look like a ring, but I'm going to have to check that out. So that is very cute. And then this one, you have highlights from today and for the record. So this one you had documented this happened and jot it down. These as well would be really great for any December or kind of daily pocket page type things. So highlights from today and for the record, and then you have this really cool ink, a button or a bullet point. Yeah, maybe. I'll have to look on their website. Maybe it'll show, or I'll message Els and just ask her. We've got this little pin, push pin, very cute. Then a paper airplane. I love paper airplanes. Beautiful paintbrush. Then more of that text kind of background image. Today's forecast, crafting with no chance of house cleaning or cooking. That's like a daily occurrence here. Having an artistic blast. Isn't that fun? So lots of things that you can do for scrapbooking and for cards. My daughter does bullet journaling and she has a planner, and she saw these and she's like, I love these. So I think, giving those to a gift to a teenager would be really fun, with like a little bullet journal or planner and an ink pad, and kind of get them started on, down the crafty road. This one here is actually a Christmas sentiment. So this one is called Holiday Treats. And we have so many things, whether it's baked with love. You could do lots of little tags for anything that you've baked. Lots of cards with any kind of baking thing, or Santa Claus. and lots of great sentiments that are just Christmas. Love Your Secret Santa, that's cool. Hugs in a Mug, those would be great too if you're giving gift cards to teachers and had a little, Starbucks or Tim Hortons gift card. I wanted to add these as a little tag. So that's really cute. I like that there's a lot of different things too. And the dies here. So we've got Curved Library Pocket, and they have put so many dies on these sheets. So this here, I actually got this. So I will be doing some die cutting with it and showing you what it cuts out like. So basically for this big piece, you're going to cut the big piece and then you're going to be able to fold it up and it's going to look like one of those library pockets. And you can put that in, on your card. Would look really cute if you had like a little pocket and a gift card in there, or you can put that in your planner. You're behind on loading product. I know you've been super busy, Stacy. Very busy. I think these are in the shop though. I think that Sandy got them in there today maybe. Then this little piece, you can cut it out of your pocket, or you could make this into a little shaker, or you can add it as a die cut piece of paper on top. Then you get this little tiny file folder, which I think is absolutely adorable. This says Lucky and it's a little tag. This one here cuts out these little edges around the corner, so you can add that as an element, or you could die cut it out as another piece of paper and then stick it on. And this is your flap, I believe. I haven't looked at this in a little while. I'll have to double check. I think it might be if you want to use the pocket to fold right over, to be a little kind of folded separate card. I think you can use that, and I'll have to check. But again, if you're looking for any inspiration and you're not sure, go to the manufacturer's website, and a lot of times they have these products with lots of samples. Hello, Julie. Then these are the library pocket filler cards. So these are going to work inside here, or you can just use them separate. I think these would be really cute as like a little mini book. So you cut out all the outsides and you've got a little hole in the corner and you've got a cute little flip mini book. Then you've got a big and sign, you've got the arrow, you've got the music notes, so that looks like it layers together. And then you've got the question mark, and this one here looks like it layers as well as you get this really cool little dotted detail around the outside. Then we have the alphabet tabs. These are really fun. So you can add these as tabs to any of your planner pages. You can, add them onto anything. You could just use them as alphas. So you're going to get the little tab that's die cut out, but you're also going to get the negative, which is the alphabet. So if you just wanted the alphabet, then you can cut out whatever letters that you want. You've got alphabet and numbers, and then you have a bunch of plain ones. Plus you've got heart and some different punctuation. So these are all very cute and I think very versatile. Oh, here it gives you a little look at an idea. So they've used them. Looks like they've cut out the back out of just a plain one, and then if they wanted a letter out of the cutout letter, and then put those together and actually attach them to their card. That's really, really cute. This gives you some really great ideas. Let me just have a look here to see. Oh, here are the library pocket, and they've actually put those in little pockets. So they've cut them out with, where's the dies that I had? Oh, I have the dies in my hand. And they've used the little journaling cards to cut out and then added those on and used them in their little pockets. Those are so cute. There's the little and sign. Those are really great. Those would be fun to stamp a whole bunch and die cut out. And this one, here's that pocket that's folded up, and you can see you can just tuck things in. Oh, here is that piece that I wasn't sure about. So this piece here looks like you can add it on, and it's another little piece that this little file folder can stick in. That's so cute. Okay, very cute. There's a look at that little ink pot. Okay, now that we've totally gotten sidetracked, back to our dies. This one is called the general file folder. So there's two general file folders, 1 and 2. This one is set 1. So you've got your main file folder that folds over. These I think would be fabulous cards. You can die cut them out and then fold them and then add your pieces on, and wouldn't that be a fun card to give, as well as being a little file folder that you can use. And I'm guessing that this would probably be about a 4x6. So let me see here. I've got my stamp press off to the side. Maybe I can measure it quickly. Yes. Yeah, it's 4x6 when it's folded, so it would be a photo size, so it would go in pockets. And you have the banner, you've got a tab that you can add on to anything, a couple different tabs, so one with an opening and one that's plain. You've got balloons, so this little label has balloons on it, and then you can die cut the balloons out separately to put on top. Then you've got a plain label. You've got the ones with the flowers. Those are so cute. And then ones with hearts. And then you have the small file folder. And that's probably about 3x4. That is really cute. So in set number 2, you've got the file folder. Again, the file folders that shut, close over, but you've got the little tabs in different spots. And then it comes with this little thing that cuts out and folds together. So probably creating like a little bit of a pocket. Hi, Laura, how are you doing? Then you've got journal, which is great. You've got another set of tabs, which are a little bit smaller than this one. So you get just an enormous amount of dies. And then this little tab that's going to fold over as well. And you get the numbers. So they've done a really good job at designing those. And then we have the Planner Essentials file folder. So this would go in the larger planner, or you can, cut it out and use it in your scrapbooking, use pieces of it in your cards. You've got these elements here that cut out the little tabs and the stitching. So here you can kind of see you've got those elements in the page, and then you tuck in any kind of little cards that you want. You have the beautiful leaves, which of course you can use all year round. Look at that one, so detailed. So beautiful. And I think I didn't show you the back of these. That just kind of gives you an idea of how they look when they're folded. Lots of great ways to mix and match. And if you're looking for the planner, make sure that you have a look and see. And there's the larger planner, and then there's the Sidekick. And they're both fabulous. And then, okay, one more thing to show you, and then we'll make our honeybee card. So this is the new Pinkfresh Happy Holidays collection. It's so beautiful. Those Pinkfresh colors are just gorgeous. And of course, you have lots of different papers that you can use at any time. And then you have some that are traditionally Christmas, the candy canes, you've got the greenery, Merry Christmas, and the ornaments. This is the 12 by 12 paper pack. Look, isn't that beautiful? That plaid paper. I would use that plaid paper throughout the year for sure. And then actually, I'll leave this here so you can kind of see how the colors go together. So the puffy alphabet is always great. I love that it's a puffy sticker, but it's really thin and it has a pretty low profile, and you get lots of each letter. That's in a green. And then we have the chipboard frames, which are super cute. Colors and images that match that paper. This is the cardstock stickers, and there's 56 of these. They are very pretty, and then you've got the gold foiling. Isn't that nice? I like that they have all different shapes and sizes, and then you get a full back as well, full sheet on the back for this one. And I love this scripty font that they included, as well as some more of that pretty foil. Then we have the 6x6 paper pad if you're looking for smaller size. Maybe for some cards. Sometimes I like just including my 6x6 in my scrapbook pages as well. And we have the journaling bits. So look how fun, these little tags and little pockets. This is a look at everything that's in here. You could totally use that Elizabeth Crafts in a similar way. And if you're cutting out your file folders too, you could cut them out of the paper. Hello, Shelley. So pretty. We have puffy stickers, which of course are my favorite. And the sweaters and the hat, like so adorable. Oh my goodness. If you had that Simon Hurley background, that kind of would go with this vibe as well. This one here is the wood accent. So it's a little piece of wood, and it's almost made to look like you've got a little picture hanging. You've got these ornaments and round embellishments and a little tag that's printed. That's very cute. There's two different pieces of ephemera, or two different packages. So this is the ephemera 46 piece. And I can never resist ephemera. Look how cute this is. Plus, you've got like Christmas countdown. Oh my word, these are cute. You've got the stockings. You've got lots of greenery that you can add in together. The little snow globe. Adorable. And then this one is the tag ephemera. So we've got all these different tags. These are great for journaling and to add dates. I always stamp the dates on or write them in on my scrapbook pages, even if I'm doing a double page, because I find I don't always put them away at the exact time. And if they get moved or they're not beside each other, then I will always struggle to figure out which date is which. Those are cute. You don't have any Pinkfresh yet. Yeah, it's a cute collection. Pinkfresh has a lot of really fun, they've got these, soft kind of pretty colors, and their dies and stamps are just different than what you normally see as well. They do a really good job with videos, YouTube videos, and their blog at showing what you can do with their products, which is nice. And then we've got the enamel dots in the fun colors that are going to match. So that's the Happy Holidays collection. And if you look on the website at the new, what's new, and go to November 1st, you're going to see all of these fun things listed there. So for our card today, we're going to use the Winter Birds Lovely Layers and the Lovely Layers poinsettia. And we're going to use the Let Nature Sing. And we'll use these Make It Merry gem stickers. What I like about die cuts as well is that you can use them with regular cardstock, or you could totally just pick out some beautiful paper that you have in your stash and die cut. It doesn't have to be exactly what you think that you might see a poinsettia in nature. So what we started off, Erica helped me with die cutting and putting everything together, and she organized my whole space this morning, which was very great. I'm just going to have a drink. It's 1:45 and I'm still working on my coffee. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit of glue to our background. I cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4, and I've got an A2 size card just so that I could have a little bit of a border. Yes, she did a really good job. And then here is a die cut white piece. I was thinking I might add some distress ink, but then I thought maybe there's a lot going on. So I think you could, or you don't have to. And this is embossed with the Spellbinders Ski Lodge folder, which I saw was still in the shop. It is so beautiful. Shaylin pitched a tent in the dining room. Oh, I love when they do that. And then they don't want you to ever take it down, right? And I have the Spellbinders Universal set. So when you're die cutting with the 3D folder, and there's online at Spellbinders, you can find the exact sandwiches, no matter what the company. They've got lots of different companies on the document on the website, and they keep updating it, which is nice. So if you have the universal set, then you're going to use the platform A, and you're going to use the adapter plate D, and it goes through perfectly. Otherwise, you just kind of figure out what you need, and you might have to add a little shim or something. But you don't ever want to push anything too hard through your die cut machine. So we've got our background layer on, and let's see. So we've got this guy on here. We've got our poinsettia. Let's put our poinsettia together first. And I didn't think we needed 2 birds on, especially, I think if the poinsettia was like gold, I think I'll make a gold one after, and then put the cardinal on. It would be cute. But I don't think I'd necessarily use both at once. But they're very, very cute. And we've got the background leaves cut out. So the flower petals. So that's going to be our main, let me move those up. Our main flower petals. When you're looking at the die, it looks like a fair amount of pieces, but it's actually not, because you've got your 4 flowers that go together with a little bit of a decoupage look. You've got the leaves that die cut and emboss beautifully, and then you've got your little center. So because I wanted to add a little bit of color, and this cardstock is a little bit different than the demo one, I'm using the Lumberjack Plaid Distress ink because it's so pretty. And if you start with a red base, then you don't have to add so much ink, but you could cut out white and then add whatever color ink you wanted as well. But just adding a little bit of that distress ink, look at the beautiful effect it gives you. Okay, then we have the next piece. And I'm just using one of the Gina K blender brushes. They work really nice to add a little bit of ink. And I'm just tapping it on my ink pad, even though there's a fair amount of ink here. And then we'll add a little bit right to the center. Okay, now if we were to add a little bit of the oxide, I don't have an extra sponge right now, so I won't do that right now, but you're gonna get more of like a lighter, chalkier effect, which is still cool. We could try it with the rustic wilderness and the leaves. I'm not sure if the color is really gonna show, but let's see. Plus, I don't have a brush right now. But if you wanted to color your whole leaves with ink, I think the color is just too similar as well. But you could also spray that and then you're going to get the sprayed effect. If we did it in a lighter green and then had this on, that would look very pretty. Okay, now let's wipe this up because otherwise we'll have ink all over the place. All right, so we have all our layers here and we've got some little pop dots. So we'll just put one in the middle. We don't have to glue the whole thing flat down because you want to have some dimension. Now, Erica was she put this on like perfectly and I didn't really watch her putting this on. So I am kind of trying, okay, so it looks like it does line up. Maybe I should have had her stay here and help me put this together, right? Okay, there we go. So if you turn it around, you can find out where it matches, and then it's going to show 3 of the leaves still in the background, but you're still going to have that dimension. She actually asked if she should stay and put this together, and I said, no, I think I'm okay. And then we've got the same thing happening with this. Let's see. And once you figure out where it goes, okay, let's look. This is her third. We've got it like this. And it looks like it's going to go right there. Okay, so I actually see what the pieces that aren't embossed with the leaf. Your card is filling it up. It's so beautiful. Okay, so the pieces that aren't embossed are going to show you where it covers because that's your second or your next layer. These ones will use the smaller dots on. What's your favorite, Victoria? And this would be a great one to do with your kids too. You cut out the pieces and then they put them together, kind of like a little puzzle. This one here looks like we just need those little two pieces to line up. So just like that. The greenery, yeah, I think that's mine too. All right. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? Now we've got this little piece. I cut this with the Spellbinders, glue on my hands, the Spellbinders brush gold, and I don't know if it's still in the shop. The brush gold and brush silver, and it's such a lovely gold. So we're going to glue this down. Erica decided she was popping up hers, but I felt like I don't think we need it popped up, but you could. Okay, now we're going to glue on our leaves. So I think your leaves, you can put them wherever you want. And this art glitter glue is clear, so it's going to dry. We could put them on each side, or we could do them together. I think having that greenery would look so beautiful with this. Okay, so our poinsettia is going to go kind of like that. Now our bird, so we've got this little guy here, and I may have lost his beak again. It's really tiny. Okay, we do have an eyeball here. I might have to cut another beak unless I've got it somewhere. I'll find it after, of course. It's probably stuck to me. Okay, so actually we're not going to glue that. We're going to give him a little bit of dimension too. So let's put, you don't need a whole lot of foam to hold this. The foam strips would work really nice as well. You could just cut little pieces where you want. And if you wanted to edge that with a little bit of ink, you could do that too. So basically, you're just lining it up. And let's see here. It looks like we've got this guy popped up as well. His little, the little white part. But you could either choose to pop any of this up or pop just a few layers up. I think I'll glue the black layer down. It does give a really nice dimension. And then it looks like those layered stickers that you have that you can get sometimes. But of course, because it's a die cut, you can make as many as you want. This would be a really fun thing like Katie was doing to make different, she's making all of her sentiments. And if you just made a bunch of these little die cuts. Okay, so we've got a tiny bit of glue. We're going to pick this up with our Studio Cadia gem picker. And I think I'll have to die cut his little beak again. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's stuck in there. I don't think so though, but let's see. I don't know what that piece is. So there's his little beak. So the cardinal, you've got these pieces here and the pieces that are inside. And then for this bird, you've got these pieces as well as his little eye and his beak. I think this one would be a nice one to put on a a magnet sheet just so you don't lose anything. Okay. And I always try to put my dies right back on because I don't want to misplace anything. So we've got the little beak, and we'll add a little bit of glue. And it helps having a clear drying glue as well. Okay, so isn't he cute? Dollarama sees you coming by 30 magnet sheets. Have you been able to find those big magnet sheets? Because I've been looking for those and I've not been able to find them lately. I have found the 4x6 ones, but not, they used to have bigger ones there, which were great for putting dies on, and I haven't seen them there for ages. I usually go to that one in Royal Oak. Okay, so let's get our sentiment out, and then we'll decide where everything's going. Brentwood. Okay, I'll have to look there. Oh, vent covers, Julie. I'll have to look for those. I have heard of that before too. So I kind of like that Seasons Tweetings. We did Holiday Wishes Flying Your Way on that one. Let's do Seasons Tweetings because that's so cute. And I really love this script. And we'll just cut this out. So we'll stick that right there. And when I'm stamping, I like using the Distress Oxide for stamping. It blends beautifully too, but if I'm stamping, I would probably choose the oxide over the ink if I'm not doing a black. Just because it doesn't really bead up, although this is pretty small. I think you probably would get an okay impression with the ink as well, but you might have to try it a few more times. The general store. Oh, neat. A new dollar store. Where Scrapping the Petite? In the south or the north? Is it beside it? Is that what you mean? Okay, and then we're just going to trim this out and put a little bit of a border. This would look really pretty, I think, embossed in a gold embossing powder as well. Or you could cut a strip. It's definitely handy to have some nice, I'll have to check out the vent covers. I usually, when I could find the magnet sheets, I would stick them, because they have an adhesive, and I would stick them onto like a heavier piece of cardstock. But I think having something heavier is nice so it's not flimsy. So we've got our sentiment cut out. That would look nice edged as well. I think we'll just pop that up. I think if you wanted to have some extra, you could do some splatters. You could do some splatters on the back of this background. Black splatters would look fabulous, I think, or gold. The Dina Wakley gloss sprays, I love splattering with them. Okay, let's glue that down. or you could keep it kind of clean and simple. And even though I'm saying clean and simple, like we did a lot with this. Okay, and then maybe we'll pop him up just so he kind of matches the dimension of the flower. And I think just adding that little bit of dimension really just makes this just a really amazing card. All right, so there is our Honeybee Stamps die cut card. I love the little bird on this, and I love the sentiment. Oh, we need to put our gems on. And then, what time is it? 2. We could, do you guys want me to show you how this bird goes together? He's actually pretty quick. Okay, let's put our gems on, and I'll show you how that bird goes together in case you end up getting the bird die, which is called Winter Birds. So I really love these. I love these gems. We could put a few around. I just put them around the sentiment there. Okay, let's do this. And then I love these ones on the end that are gold and or green and red, but they have that gold tint to them. The gold gems would look really pretty on this as well. So there, isn't that pretty? All right, so there's our cards, and I will show you how this goes together really quickly and what we ended up doing just to get the different color. You could either cut this backing in a different color, but all we did was color it with a Copic marker. And you're going to have this layered, so you don't actually have to color the whole thing, but it's pretty quick, especially if you use the end of the marker. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. There we go. Okay, we've got our background layer. And this one here, we'll add a little bit of our Distress ink. And I'll just do it on this piece of paper so I don't have to wipe up my sheet in the background. Okay, so that's our layer, and then this is our layer. You can also use Copics to add shading around your die cuts. Really loving that red. So this is our second layer here. And I actually did think this was going to be more complicated than it was, and it was very quick. So you could just glue those together, but I think adding a little bit of dimension just kind of pops them up and adds that interest. Sorry, and I just realized I missed like a whole bunch of your comments. Okay. So Tamara has the general store in her new neighborhood. Okay, Victoria, the North. Last summer you were covering vents. Okay. Thanks, Katie. All right, we've got our layer. Now all we need is this little face piece So you're just matching up the beak basically. So I think afterwards, I'm going to make some birds with some blue. This guy I think would be really cute in like blues, different color blues. We've got his little beak and little pieces. It's going to help out if I put his beak on totally wrong. It's going to help out if you have either some tweezers or a little gem picker. You can see where the beak goes because it's got that little line. You're going insane in your house because they're doing the drywall. Oh my goodness, I can only imagine. And the dust would totally be everywhere. Yeah, that would be hard. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Let's see. I'm guessing his eye goes here or somewhere thereabouts. I don't know. If you're giving this to someone who's some kind of bird expert, they might have a different idea, but I think most people would be very happy to get this card. I think these birds, I keep coming back to plaid. I think I might have to do like plaid. Are these feet the same? They're a little bit different. Before I put them on, I'm just seeing where they go. Okay, I think this one goes right here. And my poor glue bottle, like it always looks so messy, but the glue lasts for so long. And of course, like I've got glitter on there. Maybe we need to have like little glue covers that you can put on your bottle to make them look nice and fancy before you're ready to change bottles. Okay, that was pretty quick, hey? Is that a pen at the other? It's like, it's a little pokey tool. So this is my pin, my sad little pin. Victoria, I think I should order one from you. And this is the size of this. So you can see it's bigger. I don't know, it could be kind of a pokey thing, but I think it's just meant to move things around or press things down. Hello, Jenny. So that's our cute little bird. You've got lots of little dimension. I think this would look fabulous on a tag as well. And then if you have that greenery, he's gonna look so cute. I think that pine cone too would be just so fun to use. So there we go. We're all done. Got 2 more Christmas cards done, so that's good. And this as well, coming back to this is the Studio Cadia gem picker. And the top, you can replace the top. It looks almost like it's a waxy consistency. It has a screw top in it, so you can change. There's different colors, I think, that you can get, but it just has enough. It's not sticky, but it has enough stick that it'll pick things up. So, like little pieces of paper and stuff, which is great. All right, guys. Well, I hope that you have a fun afternoon and have a great week. Thanks for crafting. I hope that your construction gets done soon, Victoria. How long do you think it's going to go on? Sometimes it's just nice if you kind of know a date, and that way you can hang on to that. But hopefully that's done soon. Hopefully you guys have some time for crafting this week and this weekend. I'm still really enjoying doing Christmas cards before it gets busy. And I'd like to work on some December daily type thing. Hoping before Christmas? Oh, it doesn't look like it. Well, hang on. It'll be worth it when it's done. Thanks, Katie. Thanks, everybody, for spending your time with me and being crafty. And I will see you again next week. Talk to you later. Bye.